World Cup football came to an end maybe a few months ago, and we all watched it, right? Probably the entire world watched it. It was really a fascinating game for all of us, right? Once World Cup got over, then now we have Premier League going on, right? So Premier League is also a very well-known and popular league across the globe. A lot of people watch it every year. What is more interesting thing about this sport? It's not only about soccer, it happens, or maybe football, it happens with every sport. We learn something from the sport, right? So it's not only about Premier League is going on for a particular sport. What I want to talk about, rather I want to focus more on, it's the Premier League of our life. We all say that we do learn something or the other from the sport. And what's the biggest thing that we learn? Well, most of the people will say team spirit or teamwork, whatever you may say, right? Because most of the sport being played within a team. So if you have a team and you are playing against another team, definitely you will try to win over the other team, right? And you work as a team and you work together to achieve the common goal, right? So that's what we know. I'm sure you guys are especially who are the soccer fan or football fan, they know about these countries, right? Brazil, Argentina, England, Italy, a lot of other soccer playing nations. I think most of the countries do play soccer across the globe. Just think about it once, that do we really think about teamwork and then we think about this game? Or whenever we say Brazil, we think about some players. Whenever we say any other team, say for example Argentina, we'll think about few players. What about in Germany? What about Italy? When we say, do we really think about Germany as a whole? Or we think, or maybe we consider one of the particular star in that particular country? I'm sure you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's not only about teamwork, it's not only about a country, it's about stars in the team. So it's about individual effort as well. It's in every team, or it's in every country, it's in every state, whatever it is. There might be one particular popular person, and because of whom the country or the state gets pretty popular. The similar thing applies over here in sport. But on the contrary, what we need to learn from sport, there are different parameters, there are different ways to learn it. And I wouldn't say what most of the people say, teamwork. Teamwork, definitely we do need to learn from sports, but there are other things that we can learn. And for that reason, what I say, there are 4 key areas to focus on whenever we are watching sport, and that we should learn from sport to apply on our real lives, to make our Premier League a real premier one, so that we can live the life that we want, and it's going to be a super league champion like a feeling for us once we win the game of life. I said this before, that life is a game. So if we learn from sport, definitely all those 4 key elements will be applicable on our life. Now, what are these 4 elements I'm talking about? Number 1, training. Number 2, knowledge. Number 3, skill. And number 4, performance. So think about training. I believe you have seen my previous video where I talked about how training is a little different than teaching. So over here, same thing. Whenever you are learning a sport, you need a proper, solid training. You need a proper trainer, a coach, whatever you may say. So you need to learn from the coach. You need to learn from the training. That is the foundation of learning, right? So yes, through training, you get to know about a lot of different situations and how those situations were handled. So yes, you try to gather or grasp everything about the sport and how it should be played, right? Maybe technique, maybe style, strategy, everything. So you learn it from your trainer. The next thing is knowledge. Once you are learning, you are also trying to gather knowledge about the game, how rules are there and how you need to abide by, right? You cannot break those rules. It's not easy to break. I'm not saying that everybody is following rule, but it's not easy to break rules. So we need to know about all those things and we need to gather knowledge. Number 3, as I said, it's about skill. So yeah, you need to learn different skill to play the game better. See, each and every person, say for example soccer, football, what I'm talking about, right? So you know about dribbling, you know about tackling, you know about how fast you can run with the ball. You need to know how to shoot the ball towards the goal and how to score, right? So of course you need to learn all of this, but through skills you need to know different way of dealing with all activities. So how to shoot. Everybody can kick the ball, but do you know how to kick the ball so that it swings away and it can actually make a mockery of the goalkeeper? Well, I don't know whether how many of you know that, but each and every person or each and every player shoots the ball in a different way. And for that reason, you need to learn a different skill. So that skill will definitely help you to stand out from the crowd, even though you are a member of the team. So yes, it will help you to grow, right? So skill is something that you need to work on and you need to develop. And what I always say that try to create a new skill for yourself, which is definitely gonna be your USP, right? And now the last and but not the least, performance. All these things, all these 3 parameters that we talked about, we need to learn all of these to implement. It doesn't matter whatever the things you have learned, if you're not implementing, everything is going in vain. So you got to implement. And for that reason, you got to perform. It doesn't matter whatever the other people say that, okay, you know about so many things, you have a great skill, but on the biggest stage, you're not able to perform, you're going to be losing out everything, man. So you have to perform, and performance is the key, because nobody remembers what are the skill you have, how you learned it, kind of knowledge you have. Now they see your performance, what's there on the paper, right? So yes, all these parameters we need to learn from the sport to apply on our real life. And if we can apply those on our real lives, you will be a successful champion of the Premier League.